Hey y'all, it's my review for Married to Medicine episode 2. I'm so glad they brought the intros back because low-key, this intro is a bop. See, it is a bop, low-key. So they start the episode off with a montage of what all the ladies are doing. They really all have some fabulous houses. Jeez. Low-key, the houses are better on here than the ones on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we're with Heavenly meeting up with Jackie at her office during her off hours. And it looks like Heavenly's getting a private consultation with Jackie. Jackie just has the smoothest, calming voice. Now what's going on, Heavenly? How you doing? What's bringing you to my office today? Lord, and Heavenly is talking about not seeing her period in 2 months. Well, Dr. Jackie is thinking it's menopause, but Heavenly's first thought is she pregnant or not? And Jackie's like, girl, stop playing. How old are you? She asked her that on camera, and of course Heavenly doesn't answer. Ooh, child, I think we're getting too into Heavenly's business. I don't want to know her sex life, her flow, any of that. Oh, and giving blowjobs too? Lord have mercy. Can I fast forward, y'all?
Well, Daddy like me to put it in my mouth.
Yeah, she's getting real graphic in her confessional too. Lord help me. She's talking about her sex life and how she just hasn't been in the mood lately. So now here goes Dr. Jackie with her weekly facts about the vagina. I swear I always learn something new every Sunday about the vagina on Married to Medicine. Heavenly says in her confessional how she's not ready to be a part of the menopausal group just yet. I'm thinking she's just saying this because she won't be able to age shame people anymore. So I'm guessing when you're friends with the OBGYN, you could get free consultations. I mean, that's a great benefit because Heavenly offers to pay Jackie, but Jackie's like, don't worry about it. Can I be friends with the doctor? I have 2 friends with doctors, but they're not medical. So next scene, we're at Dr. Tessa's residence, and side note, I feel like she's just always aware that the cameras are there. I feel like a lot of her home situations are staged. But anyway, Toya pulls up in her driveway and she's over with her kids for a play date and a kiki. So they're both talking about their beefs right now with the other ladies, Toya and her beef with Anila, and Contessa and her beef with Heavenly. Lord, how many times are we gonna see this clip of Dr. Heavenly on YouTube? Contessa asks in her confessional, how can Heavenly do this to me? She doesn't respect me. But the fact of the matter is, Heavenly talks shit about everybody on the cast. We cut to Toya in her confessional and she's saying, oh, well, Contessa's finally seeing that Heavenly is a snake. The one thing I agree with Toya on. She said you need to keep 3 eyes on Heavenly. I mean, they're on season 9. Heavenly's been on at least 5 seasons. They should have been checked her for her rude ass remarks about the group. Next scene, we're at Anila's residence and she's just discussing her day-to-day as a wife, a mother, and an influencer. She has 80,000 subscribers. That's how she gets paid by hawking items on her TikTok, Instagram, etc. Look, it must be nice. If I could do it, I definitely would. Wait a minute, was that it? That was the scene? Okay, well, next we're with Quad at her residence. Of course, we see her being a Monty, and that's her main storyline. I will say, compared to Marlo's storyline of being a Monty, her interaction with her nephew, it just comes off more genuine. Okay, so at this point, production is having some fun right now. Quad says in her confessional how it feels like she's on a whole different, family TV show. So then production gives a little family-style intro to Quad's life. They are doing the most. Quad's talking about how different life is now since she's taken up the role as a Monty. Whereas last year, she was being, single, wild, and in the streets. Look, that is why I tell all my friends, do not make me a godparent. Please, for the love of God, do not put your children in my hands. Now, Quad, I love the interaction with your nephew, but this is becoming the best fiends tea, so fast forward. Next scene, we're with Dr. Heavenly as she goes to her beauty store that she owns. I will say, this looks like a legit shop. It's really nice in the inside. And also, Dr. Heavenly stayed with a nice Gucci bag, right? I'm thinking she got a stylist. So we find out that Heavenly's having a big event for her store launch and all the ladies are invited. So next scene, we're with Simone and Cecil and they're having dinner with their oldest son and his new girlfriend. Is this gonna be a best fiends tea? We're almost in the middle of the episode and not much has happened. happen, y'all. I'm a little bored. Like, I just did my review for Ultimate Girls Trip episode 5, so coming to this, like, ain't that much shit happening. Judging from this scene, it looks like Simone and Cecil approve of their son's girlfriend. They have nothing but nice things to say about her. She's been with their son for a year and a half. I'm trying to think, have I ever introduced my parents to someone I was dating? Ooh, wow. So a little bit of Chris's business, since this show is boring as shit right now. So when I was with my boyfriend in college, I think I was like 21, it was my senior year. We had a townhouse together and we had separate rooms, but we would sleep in his room most of the time. So both of our moms would be over sometimes and we were just roommates to them at the time. My mom had no idea, or so I thought. Ooh, child, I might have to fast forward. Like, Lord, I did not watch Married to Medicine for this. So we find out that Simone and Cecil are in the works of writing a couples book. I mean, they've been married for over 20 years, so, I mean, that's fine. I'm not sure who their audience is, but hey, everyone's writing a book these days, so why not? This scene is going on and on and on, y'all. Next scene, we're back at Anila's residence, and Lord, I hope it's interesting. I feel like the only cast member's home life that is like remotely interesting is, I hate to admit it, but Heavenly, Quad, and actually Toya. I like Anila, but I'm bored. You getting stuff, from the blogs, that's nice. What else is going on, girl? Okay, so now something remotely interesting. So their nanny makes a beautiful meal for them to soften the blow of what she's about to tell them. So she says she's basically quitting and moving to Houston. And Anila has the nerve to tell her, "But you can't move to your family." The way Anila and her husband are looking at the nanny as if she said she just murdered somebody. Yeah, they are blindsided right now. I'm guessing they're wondering who's going to take care of their badass kids. Okay, so now that they told us how long the nanny's been working for them, like ever since Anila was pregnant with her first child, that is why she has this reaction as if somebody died. Anila's like, is there anything we can do? The nanny's like, no. It looked like the nanny is just so relieved to be done from this job. They're still in shock. They still haven't even touched the food the nanny made for them. Next scene is the day of Heavenly's store launch event, and she's just there making sure everything's organized. We see her talking to Contessa because she knows they're beefing right now, but she just wanted to make sure that she was still coming to her event. Her plan is to talk to Contessa and hope they can move forward from their beef. So next we're with Contessa, Toya, and Simone on their way to Heavenly's event, and they're talking about Contessa confronting Heavenly about talking about her online. So then Toya asks her a good question. She's like, do you think she's going to do it again, even if she does apologize? And Contessa is silent. Like, they all know that Contessa talks about them. So it looks like they're going to confront Heavenly in general about how much she goes in on the group, because now friendships are at stake. I feel like so many seasons it's been Simone versus Heavenly, Jackie versus Heavenly, Toya versus Heavenly, Quad versus Heavenly. So now it's Contessa's turn. So we're at Heavenly's event and it's just starting, and I gotta say, I'm gonna give Heavenly a compliment. This red unit on her head, it looks very nice. See, I can give compliments to Heavenly, but she's still, an evil, wicked bullfrog. I wonder what part of Atlanta her store's in. Watch it be in like Duluth somewhere. So half the ladies are there, and Heavenly tells them, like, I'm guessing there's a runway involved later, and she wants to teach ladies how to really walk. Cut to Quad in her confessional saying, Heavenly teaching me how to walk? And I'm guessing production pulls up a clip where Heavenly can barely walk in heels. Now wait a minute, why all of a sudden Heavenly's trying to drop it like it's hot? Now she's successfully bouncing up and down, but I noticed how she kind of struggled getting back up. So actually the ladies that are there first, Quad, Anila, and Jackie, they're gonna be in a hair show, I guess. And they're in the back now getting some units installed. Jackie, now why you let Heavenly put that on your head? And then Quad, she peeped game real quick. She had some type of horns on her head. She's like, baby, take this off my head before I become a meme. Heavenly trying to have them out there looking crazy. So we have a little scene where Heavenly is meeting a person that she's doing business with, and she's introducing them to her husband and other ladies. Somebody named Nikki Natural. I mean, she heard that this man got some coin and she is all over him. Is she part of the cast? Who's this Nikki Natural? Never heard of her. And side note, I need Jackie to take this wig off. I really do. So then the ladies arrived at Heavenly's event, and I'm guessing they just finding out that the ladies that came before them are actually in the fashion show. And then Contessa, she's making a big deal out of it. She's like, oh, well, are y'all in the show? Oh, no? So you're just having your friends in the show. I mean, out of all the things to get Heavenly on, I think she's actually justified on this. She's just having the people who she's closer to be in it. And she makes a good point. Lord, I'm agreeing with Heavenly, but she says, why would she ask Contessa to be in this event when she didn't even know if she was going to come or not? So the runway show is starting, and, you know, Heavenly is feeling herself in this red wig, and she does look good in it. So then we cut to Simone in her confessional. She's like, oh yeah, Heavenly thinks she's a queen right now. Yeah, she a queen in the hood. I'll give Heavenly props, like the work she got done on her face and her body. Good work, good work. So now Dr. Jackie is walking down the runway, and I mean, I'm getting used to the wig now, but I did not notice all the slits going down her dress. This is just not the Dr. Jackie I was introduced to. And then the camera cuts to Toya, and she is laughing down as Jackie walks down the runway. I think she's laughing at her and not with her. Well, all right, Miss Quad, she got it. She is walking down the runway. She's giving legs, hips, and body. These wigs, now that the other ladies that aren't walking the fashion show have pointed out, they are kind of hood. These are some ghetto fabulous wigs. Like all the wigs I've seen from her so far, like I can definitely see them like on P-Valley at the Pink. So Anila comes down the runway and she just looks corny as hell. I don't even think she's wearing one of Heavenly's wigs, but she comes out just spraying like, I'm guessing hairspray. Toya says Lysol, and she's just spraying it everywhere. She's not even spraying it on her hair. So then this Nikki Natural comes out. I'm just wondering, is this the new friend of? Like, why should I care? I will say this is the more entertaining part of the episode. Okay, Toya, she got the shady confessionals. She said, I gotta give it to Heavenly. I mean, that's a great contract to have. People dying these days, they need like a cheap, cheesy wig to wear. So why not do Heavenly Beauty? I forgot how shady Toya is. So the fashion show is over, and we see Contessa telling Toya, well, it would have been nice if she extended an olive branch and, you know, let us walk in the fashion show. Toya's just nodding, but then we cut to her confessional, and she's saying, Contessa, you don't even care for her that much. Why do you care? And I feel the same way, like, girl. Okay, now Contessa's just being difficult. Do you want to make up with Heavenly or not? You just came there to complain? So then all the ladies get together to take a picture at Heavenly's event. I see Kari, but she doesn't have a speaking role this episode. So then we see Contessa purposely not try to be in the picture, and that is where the episode ends. I'm guessing we're not going to see Contessa and Heavenly have their one-on-one until the next episode. This episode, ooh, it was not interesting until we got to like the 45-minute mark. Yeah, I'm gonna need them to turn the dial up just a little bit because the first episode, you know, I'm leaning on it. It's introductory to the new season, but the second one can't be a filler episode. But yeah, y'all let me know whose side y'all on with Heavenly and Contessa. Let me know if y'all thought this episode was as boring as I thought it was. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.